what I have up here right now represents this idea of a logo, and there's two parts of a logo. There's the image that makes up the main visual part in terms of representing something that's not text-based. So it's the main image in the logo is called the logotype, and then the words, they're called the signature. So this next assignment is to have you come up with a design for a logo for a fast food company that you make up. But what I want you to do is to really work out the idea through a process of thumbnails. So the first part is coming up with thumbnail sketches where you'll think about the logotype and the signature, those two parts of the logo. And what you have to do is just make up this restaurant. It can be kind of fun. It can be a fake restaurant. It doesn't have to be real. It can be whatever you want. But think about the name, and the name should have at least two words in it, and then there's an image to represent what that restaurant is. It could be anything, like here I'm using this triangle shape, so of course that kind of represents a slice of pizza, but it doesn't have to be any particular shape. I'm gonna switch over to the first part of what I want you guys to do. The first part of the assignment is sketching out the idea. So I'm using Photoshop. You can use Photoshop if you want, or you just use like an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So come up with a series of logo designs that represent just the basic shapes that would make up the main part, which is the signature, and the part that is the logotype. So these long boxes would represent the text, that's the signature, and this shape in the middle, that's the logotype. These two words represent the basic makeup of every logo. There's usually a signature and a logotype. Sometimes there's just a signature where the logo is just a word, but this is basically the nomenclature for the building blocks of what a logo is. But I want you to come up with now a series of thumbnails to really think about different configurations. So to really kind of plan out different ways this logo could be addressed. So let's say, my restaurant is called Pizza City. You don't have to go with the same order of shapes every single time. And I want you to come up with different configurations. So let's say the text was vertical and you had a circle to represent that main image in the logo. Let's say, you put the text on a curve, and then you maybe have something that's more rectangular shape, and then maybe it overlaps another shape. So these are just basic rough representations of what the logo can possibly be. Maybe you have two words that overlap, and then you have another shape that's different than the other ones that you've done. So for this part of the assignment, I want you to come up with 12 different variations, exploring different ideas here, just seeing what these shapes could represent and how you can transform this into the final design. So it's just like a really quick exploration of the signature and the logotype. So the signatures are always going to kind of be represented by longer type rectangles. Pizza would go in this rectangle, and city would go in the next one. And then the circle would represent that image component. Maybe it's like a full pizza, or maybe it's an image of some character of some sort to represent that pizza company. So this is the first part of the idea generation process. This is the thumbnailing process. Come up with 12. If you do it in Photoshop, you can save it as a PNG file. Just go to Save As and pick PNG. If you do it on a piece of paper, just take a picture of it with your phone and send that image that you took the picture of, submit that image for the assignment. So you can do it either way, but we're not even working in Illustrator, we're just sketching. So I'm really trying to push the idea that when you're thinking about designing, start with the sketching process. Just start on a piece of paper. I know a lot of the previous assignments, we kind of jump right into Illustrator and we start to create things, but now I want you to think more about sketching.